From the Newberry News, welcome in to our next episode of The Next Level. It's our podcast where we catch up with local athletes playing at the college level. Our guest this week, a former multi-sport star for the Newberry Indians, who's continued his playing days at the college level with Davenport University's men's hockey program. It's Jeff Rahilly. Jeff, how you doing?
Excellent.
Hey, thanks for making time to catch up and update everybody on what's going on. First things first, how are things down in Panther Land?
They're awesome. You know, it's been a tough couple of years with the COVID deal, but we're still having fun, and we got a couple good teams of guys here the last couple of years and should have a better one this year.
Should be fun. We'll talk all about your time and experience at Davenport, but let's go back to your days wearing the orange and black. We were just reminiscing before we started about some of your favorite moments and favorite games. It was a good time to be a Newberry Indian there for those 4 years you were in high school.
Yes, it was. We had a great group of guys in all our sports between track and football and, baseball, basketball, everything. There was a good crew. You
were a guy that liked to try and do as much as you possibly could. You gave everything you possibly could a shot. How important was that to you as a high school athlete to try and get as much experience as possible?
I mean, it meant a lot to me. You get 4 years of high school. You might as well do it all. I mean, why not?
And really kind of had to also balance in traveling a lot for hockey because while you're playing all the high school sports and representing the Indians, no local high school team. Teja didn't really have the numbers that it has now in the youth hockey organization. So you had to go outside the area and travel a lot to play hockey. What was that experience like?
There was definitely a lot of conflicts, a lot of late nights on the road for sure. There was some crazy trips.
Speaking of a crazy trip, one that's kind of become legendary just because of the way the weekend went down, but also ended up in one of the better football games that you were a part of and that I can remember seeing at the high school level, the trip to Norway, which is already long enough, but you decided to take a detour through Detroit. Just tell us about that weekend where you were back and forth to Detroit and Newberry and then over to Norway for a great football game.
Yeah, boy. Thursday night we had a hockey game in Detroit, and we went down for that, and it was a late, 9 o'clock game or something like that, and we played in that. Got back in the car immediately after, drove to Newberry, went to Norway Friday night for the football game, and we played the football game, big win, hopped back in the car, we're in Detroit for an 8 a.m. game the next morning.
It was a fun game. Norway undefeated. They spent pregame decorating their field, celebrating the fact that they had qualified for the playoffs, and here come you and the Indians into town and won a pretty good football game. With a great group of guys that ended up winning a conference championship that year and getting to the playoffs yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a game to remember for sure. Right from the first kickoff, I think Jalen had a big run or return to get us going, and right after that we were rolling.
You also mentioned the munising game. Always fun to play in that rivalry, which is now with the Sioux off the schedule, kind of the longest running rivalry for Newberry, and got to celebrate with the Axe as well.
Yeah, that was our third year in a row winning the Axe, I think. George Severance with the game-winning field goal at the end. It couldn't be more exciting.
For you, getting ready to go to the college level, always a tough choice for a lot of kids in the recruiting process and in the college choice process. But you also had a tough choice on figuring out what sport you wanted to play because you loved hockey. But on the football field, you were an all-UP Dream Teamer, an all-star player of the year. What was that process like and kind of what steered you towards hockey at the next level?
It was very tough. It came down to Davenport and Michigan Tech there, and I waited right till the wire, but it came down to just what I love more, and hockey's my dream and living it up right now.
Your sister kind of had a similar choice this year. With the option to go play a couple of different sports in different spots. Did you give her any advice as she was kind of going through the process and trying to decide, what direction I want to go and then what school I want to pick?
I mean, same thing my parents told me is basically what we told her. It's go with what you love. Trust your gut, and I think she did.
The youth hockey organization is kind of a rich history for your family. Your grandpa was a longtime coach and volunteer. Your dad's won state championships as a coach. All the younger siblings now playing. What's it like to kind of share that bond with the family? Because I know when you all align the stars and meet in one spot, you're there cheering each other on when you can.
Oh, absolutely. It's something special when all the family's there for somebody to play, and especially like Matthew had a great run with state championships there, and it's a ton of fun to watch him grow up in Newberry.
So you move on to Davenport. What was the transition like going from travel hockey to playing down there at the college level?
It's definitely a much faster, more physical game, but I played with the Indians there, and UP hockey gets you ready to play downstate for sure.
You also spent some time over on the west end, kind of playing in Iron River. Had a successful a run over there. How did those couple of stops, through the youth level and then playing over in the Sioux with the Indians prepare you for that?
Oh, very much so. I mean, they all build on each other and building those connections with the guys, and it's a tough group of hockey players in the UP, so it gets you ready for sure.
You're coming out of the UP, which is a breed of its own, and we've kind of seen that as our local teams get to state championships, just how different we are on the ice. But you go from the local UP hockey experience to now you're trying to mesh and form a team with guys that have all different experience, coming from all different styles of hockey and all around the country. What was that like fitting in with that group of guys?
It really wasn't bad. They've built a great atmosphere there at Davenport that, it's a brotherhood, and it doesn't take long, and you're buddies with them all, and everybody gets along great.
And for you down there, mentioned kind of a tough couple of years. With COVID going on, kind of threw some big wrenches into some pretty big stuff for the program, because you guys had achieved some pretty good success and then had to kind of watch it all go away for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Sophomore year, we just won regionals. We're headed to the national championship, and COVID hit, and we had the team to potentially win it all. And last year with the shortened season, made it to nationals. We had an okay showing, but we're hoping for better this year.
What was the toughest part about going through that process as an athlete? Because David told us last week, they had a hard time staying motivated in practice because you didn't have that game at the end of the week that you're kind of working for, or you don't know what each next day is going to bring. What was it like for you personally trying to navigate that and figure out what's going on?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Dave on that one. You have games get canceled, and it's like, boy, it makes practice tough, and then you're a couple weeks away from games. But later in the year, we got rolling, and everything was all right.
Now moving on to the next season. Hopefully, it looks like things are starting to head back to normal. Big things hopefully in the works for the Panthers this year.
Yeah, hopefully we got a good crew of guys coming in this year, and we got 13 seniors this year, so we're gonna be an old team experience. We should make a good run.
You an assistant captain there last year with the team, got to feel pretty special to kind of be looked at as a leader among a group of guys that, like we said, have kind of come from all over, and now you're one of the guys leading the charge. Yeah,
absolutely. We got a core group that's great leaders in general. Our team is very experienced and knowledgeable, so it works out really good.
We got to kind of check out some of the local digs when we were down for states earlier this year in your guys' home barn. What was it like kind of being the UP tour guide for the contingent that went down?
It was a lot of fun. You got to show them around. It was a good experience.
And pretty cool to get some hometown fans were able to get in the building that weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of snuck them in there, and we got to watch a few of their games too. It was big fun.
For you, any big goals this season as you get ready to approach the new year?
Yeah, I keep the grades up, and be in shape, and I go in there and have a good year.
What is some of the advice maybe you would give to the younger athletes out there that are working their way through high school, or maybe deciding that college sports would be a goal for them what are some of the important things they should keep in mind and keep focused on?
Boy, I mean, grades are your biggest thing, honestly. A coach isn't going to take you if you don't have good grades and work hard in school. And, just go to the gym, do your part, and you'll be all right.
Jeff Rahilly with the Davenport Panthers hockey team. We, of course, will keep you up to date on his success as they head into their season this winter. And always good to catch up with the Newberry High School alum. Jeff, thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
All right, that is the next level for this week.